When I started up my stream the next day, I didn't have much thought out as to what checks I could do. I went around Kakariko and collected all the cuckoos to see what that would reward me, but unfortunately, all I got out of that was a blue rupee. Last stream I had bought Deku Nuts to try and tackle the Lizalfos in the training grounds, but even though I was able to beat them, the Beamos in the middle remained an issue. I did find the eye above the exit and was able to shoot it to get 2 more checks, but they were both just small keys. I came back as adult and managed to kill the Stalfos, but all I got out of that was a huge rupee, which was wasted since my wallet was already full. Realizing there was no other way around it, I decided to go to the internet for help, and I looked up grotto locations that I could go around and check. The first one I decided to check was all the way over by Lake Hylia's entrance, and inside of that lies a chest. It was the light in the dark for me, dropping down into that cave and seeing that chest sitting at the other end after constantly running into a wall for the last 4 hours. I opened it up, and inside lied a recovery heart. I had to move on after that. The website I had used to look for grottos showed that there weren't any others that had chests in them that I could check without bombs. So I decided to head into the valley and see what was there since I hadn't visited the area as adult yet. And that's when I made a very, 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 very important discovery.
I think you need Epona here to... Yeah. I could probably make that jump. Link, you probably shouldn't jump headfirst into a... into stone. Right. Is there a chest down here? I don't think there's a chest down here. There's a gossip stone. Oh, iron boots are in Lon Lon Ranch? Where? You just told me that? What? Okay.
With all other distractions stripped away from the area, just me and that gossip stone staring at each other, I finally figured out that there were hints. With this newfound knowledge that there was an extra check I wasn't aware of in Lon Lon, I headed there straight away and found them pretty easily. Though I needed to do a sliding puzzle first, which, let's just say, it took me a little bit.
I have to. This might be something I have to do as kid. That should be the solution. And it can be the solution. What? Yeah, I think I need to be child for that.
Going back to child, there was a storm grotto in Hyrule Castle that I wanted to check, along with the 2 gossip stones that were there. The first one just told me that Shadow Temple hoarded a recovery heart, but that second gossip stone, the one that I literally could have checked 30 minutes into the randomizer, it told me something that made my heart drop.
Bomb bag can be... Whoa!
Bomb bag in graveyard. I went straight to graveyard just to figure this out.
Another kid's there. Although the bomb bag could be up there. In which case I'll need magic beans. Which I don't think so. I don't think that'll be the case. Because... Fuck it, I'm blinking. I'm blinking hard right now. Oh, come on, think about it. That hole that I tried to go in as adult. Okay, if this is bomb bag, it's bomb bag, isn't it? It's gonna be bomb bag. Ah! 4 hours in! It's been here this whole time! I could have had it so long ago! Ah.
4 hours in, and I just got to Dodongo's cavern. This went by pretty fast. I average about 20 minutes for each dungeon, except for one outlier that we will get into later. But Dodongo's cavern wasn't all that special, netting me about 2 heart pieces from the dungeon itself. But anyway, here's the Dodongo fight.
Alright, King Dodongo, here we are! Great music for King Dodongo. This is epic boss battle music that you hum to yourself. This is on par, honestly, with Doom music. In fact, I think Doom would probably be even more intense if you were to remove the Doom music and replace it with this. Honestly. Alright, there's King Dodongo dead. Let's see what he gives us. It better not be something really bad. I don't even know what Goma gave us. I forget. I'll have to go back in the VOD and check. But King Dodongo gave us... I think Goma also just gave us a piece of heart. Alright, where's this gonna take us? It might just, Zora's Sapphire. Alright, that's good. And does that just open... No, it doesn't.
With a new surge of energy, I immediately started doing new checks that are unlocked with bombs. The first check I did after this was the grotto outside of Goron City in Lost Woods, which gave me the Big Goron Sword. A very useful item for me since my combat abilities in this game aren't the best, and it'll make adult fights go by much faster. I then went into the city and stopped the Rolling Goron, who gave me the fairy bow. Things were really starting to look up at this point, and I was getting real excited. On my way to open up Dodongo's cavern, I dropped on top of it and contemplated picking up the Deku shield from earlier, but decided against it.
Since I already have a Deku shield, no, it's not. I'm not gonna grab it right now. I can go do Zora's River now as well. Or at least I can get Zora's River unlocked, and I can buy those beans. No!
Finding out that Dodongo was Water Temple, I decided it would be best to go back for Iron Boots so I could start doing checks inside of the temple, but I decided to check Zora's River and Domain first. The only thing worth getting in these areas was the Goron bracelet, which was up on a rock and I couldn't get it at the time. Plus bomb shoes. So after messing about, I went for Iron Boots. After this, I went up to Death Mountain to do the checks there. I blew up the chest wall and got a fish in a bottle, and then went up the rest of the mountain to get the Great Fairy Fountain check, which gave me Rudo's letter.
There it is!
Getting these two checks so close to each other made it seem like fate that I should go check Jabu Jabu next. I did find Goron's bracelet inside Death Mountain before leaving for Jabu, which confused me at the time, but the way progressive items work in this randomizer is that all the items will exist in the world at the same time, and they will all be the same until you collect one, and the rest will turn into the upgraded item in the world. So the bracelet I saw in Zora's River turned into silver gauntlets as soon as I picked up the bracelet here. Going into Jabu Jabu revealed Bottom of the Well, and that's where I decided to end the stream for the night, excited for what would come next. Started up the stream, I finished bottom of the well in my usual 20 minutes, but there were 2 more checks that I wanted to get that had invisible holes in between me and them. So my 20 minutes eventually turned into 30, then 40, and then I decided that it might just be faster to reset the game each time rather than climb all the way back up to try again, and so I hit the reset button. But I hadn't saved since I started the stream, so I had to go back to the start and do the dungeon all over again, and then try the invisible hole part again.
Ah, man, I hate this. Why am I doing this to myself? Literally, 3 minutes, and it'll have been an hour. 3 more minutes, and I'll have spent an hour on this thing. On one dungeon. One dungeon that last stream, I'm pretty sure I even said, oh, it'll be a breeze. I'll just go in and do this real quick. Nah, it's been an hour. It shouldn't have been an hour. I should have been doing something else by now. I started this off real excited because I got that hammer immediately. I was like, damn, that hammer really is going to help. What did I even get out of the chest? What? Did I open the chest? Yeah, I opened it. What did I get?
The chest contained a bundle of arrows and a Deku Seed bag upgrade. Other than that upset, I actually did get good things from here. The Megaton hammer and boomerang were in really easy spots, and I probably could have just left after getting them, but I was really stubborn and tried too hard. I also forgot to mention that the other reason I tried to get past those holes so badly was that there was a Skulltula at the end, and I was at 19 tokens, so I figured it might be worth it.
That's great, wasn't it? That was so fun. You were almost a... What does that mean, dude? What does that mean? You can't just say that. I hope that 20 Skulltulas is a good reward.
The stream started off really bad. With this hour-long bottom of the well and then an upset with the Skulltula check, I really needed a win. I decided to check all the dungeons I could. I tried fire, but needed hookshot, and then water, which also needed hookshot. But along the way, I found a bomb bag upgrade, Goron tunic, found the location of the gold scale, and I also picked up Epona. After getting Epona, I decided to head over to Gerudo Fortress to try and find hookshot. I snuck through the fortress and got the membership card, which unlocked the Wasteland and the horse archery area. There weren't any important checks in Wasteland, and even if there were, I didn't have Lens of Truth at the time. Archery took me a couple tries, but it only gave me a blue rupee in return. Next check on my list was the Ice Cavern, and along the way I grabbed the silver gauntlets from Zora's River. Ice Cavern ended up being Forest Temple, which had really calming music, and I honestly just had a really good time relaxing while playing through the dungeon. I even got the hookshot, which unlocked a lot more for me. Phantom Ganon went down easy and didn't give anything too great, it was just a bottle. And with that, I decided to end the stream and go to bed.
Thank you to everyone who dropped in the stream today and watched.
When I started this stream, I had just finished going through Spirit, Shadow, and Gerudo training grounds in my base game so that I could have better knowledge of the checks needed in those dungeons and the items required. With the addition of the hookshot, I thought that I could maybe progress a little bit more into the training grounds, but you actually need the long shot for that, so instead I just went to check where Fire Temple takes me.
Other than that, I don't think it can be Jabu, because I can't really... Oh. That's not really that useful. It's just helpful to get to Lake Hylia a little faster. I don't know if there's a check over that way. Doesn't look like it. Alright, let's see what Fire Temple's gonna be. Yeah, that's gonna hurt. Spirit Temple. Alright.
The Fire Temple led to Spirit and gave me Serenade of Water. In Spirit, I was able to go through mostly all of the adult side and the last half of Child. We got Giant's Wallet and Magic out of the temple, but no boss key or mirror shield. So with no way to progress any further in Spirit, I played the Serenade of Water to warp to the Water Temple and see where that takes me.
Alright, so since only adult can go here, I'm gonna say this is probably Fire Temple. No, Ice Cavern.
Ice Cavern is good for a couple of checks and even blue fire, but we didn't really need to take any of that fire out of the cavern with us because a hint I got earlier in the run told me that Zora's domain was worthless, and finishing up the temple gave me Nocturne of Shadow, allowing me to go check Shadow Entrance.
Easy to kind of remember. If this is Jabu, Jabu, then we'll just go back to we'll go check what these guys gave us, and then we'll go check what the Skulltulas give us, and then we'll go back to Child. Or no, we won't go back to Child immediately. We'll go check out Forest Temple, because I think, based on everything, this kind of has to be Jabu. Yeah, I knew it. Ooh, I'm so smart. I'm so smart. That makes my heart that makes my heart go a little because I got it right. I'm I'm learning this game a little bit, and I like that. I like that I'm actually learning the game.
With Shadow being Jabu, I decided to do the rest of adult dungeon checks, those being Forest Entrance and the Training Grounds entrance. Forest led to Shadow Temple, which I wasn't able to do much of without hover boots, and Gerudo Training Grounds led to Fire. I attempted Fire but wasn't able to get very far as I needed another small key to go further into the dungeon, and since logic was on, I figured that Volvagia must have been holding on to that small key, but without hover boots I was able to go fight them, leaving me with no choice but to go back to Child and go through Jabu.
Alright. Boomerang and... Boomerang and Slingshot are all I really need for in here.
Remember, I still need all 6 medallions, so at least beating the bosses of these dungeons is important. So with only having beaten Deku, Dodongo, and Forest, I only had 2 medallions. Shadow Medallion, which I got for free at the start of the randomizer, and Fire, which I got from Deku. Going into Jabu, I was hoping to find one of 3 items. Either Hover Boots, which would let me beat both Fire and Shadow, Mirror Shield, which would let me go through more of Spirit, or Long Shot, which would let me beat Gerudo Training Grounds and Water Temple, along with it also just being a really good item. So with that, I plunged deep into Jabu's belly to see what I could find. Jabu held the Kokori Emerald, a spiritual stone not really needed to beat the game. I honestly could have left the dungeon after finding this out, but I wanted to see what defeating the boss would give me.
There we go. Did it. Easy peasy. Lemon squazzy. Okay. I guess it just makes it easier for me to do the check.
After this, I hit another dry spell. I couldn't think of very many checks, and the checks I could think of were useless. Bombchu bowling, archery, shops, all of them didn't have what I needed. I was able to get past the lava room in Gerudo Training Grounds and shot the eyes in that room, but still nothing. There's a spot on a ledge in that room where you could set up a scarecrow with Scarecrow Song, so I spent a bit of time setting up my song, only for it not to work. I didn't know what to do again. For like the 3rd time, I got stuck. So I decided that I would go for the last 2 Skulltula rewards. I was at 39, and so I thought maybe the 40 would be good. I got to 40 and went straight for the check. It gave me the Lens of Truth, a helpful item for Shadow and Ganon's castle, but not the best item around. With the Lens of Truth, I decided to try the treasure chest shop, only for the shop to give me a blue rupee.
Key. Get it lucky? No. No. No.
I was tired and confused, so I just got to work and told myself I would not stop the stream until I got 10 more Skulltulas to check the final Skulltula reward. And about 50 minutes later, I had all 50 needed for the last check. I walked in that house, talk to the man, and
Fuck.
my goal when starting my stream the next night was to beat the game. I had a checklist of all the checks that I wanted to do, from freestanding heart pieces to grottos. I spent the first hour and a half checking all the other heart pieces that I hadn't checked yet, and none of them were anything good, either being heart containers or rupees or even arrows. So I moved on to the grottos, and I really do wish I checked all these grottos immediately after getting bombs and hammer, because the first grotto I found was...
Oh. So once I have all 3 spiritual stones, I can get the Minuet of Forest. There it is.
long shot. Opening the rest of Water and Gerudo Training Grounds, I felt great. But I wasn't done yet. I had a couple grottos on the way to Kakariko where both the Water and Gerudo Training Grounds were waiting for me.
Is that it? Did I do it right? I did. Woo. Hey guys. I know you're dead and all, but you're not restful right now. Well, if you're still alive, you're not resting. You should be resting. Go to sleep. Wow. Well, I'm glad I did it, because it was required.
My 4th grotto of the night. Something I had walked over countless times in this randomizer. Laid the Mirror Shield. I still technically couldn't beat Spirit since I needed to get there as a child to find the boss key, but it was really nice to have. With the only item on my list left being hover boots, I headed to GTG to finish it off. The training grounds didn't have much to offer, and there were no hover boots inside, so with that I went over to Water Temple to get the last few checks there, beat the boss, and fill the lake back up so I could grab the golden scale. After struggling to go up the ramp to the boss fight...
The case. It is locked behind this crap. Which I'm definitely not gonna do first try. Oh.
This is how the fight went.
A little bit, but I don't care. Just so you know, I'm not going to be able to cheese this because I don't know how. I don't know the fast strat. In fact, I barely even knew how to get this guy. Damn. Although I'm sure he's pretty close to death after those. Oh, he hit me into the water. Crap. Come on up out of the water. He's dead. That was fast. Kind of. Pretty fast. Alright, what are you gonna give me? Please be hover boots. Because this was the last dungeon, I think, that I... Nope, it's vanilla. Alright, see what kind of medallion we get and what we learn. Hopefully relearn the fire.
With those dungeons out of the way, I went to go check a storm grotto in the forest that I didn't know about. Sitting right at the entrance to Lost Woods, I dropped in, and this was the final step in our journey.
Say that the hover boots can be found at the Lost Woods. Oh, really? That's actually helpful. Is this the Lost Woods?
The Gossip Stone let me know that the hover boots were in Lost Woods. I figured the only place that they would be is in the Mask Grotto behind the Skull Mask check. Lucky for me, I'd given the guard in Kakariko the Keaton mask, and so the Skull Mask was available for pickup in the mask shop as child. I picked up the mask and dropped into the grotto, and after being surrounded by Deku shrubs, I got the final item on my list, the hover boots. With the hover boots in my hands, I stood tall on this wall that I had spent 16 hours of my life climbing, and I smiled. I looked forward to see the sun rising, and the only thing in the way from me and the end of this game was the Shadow and Spirit Temple, light arrows, and the King of Darkness himself, Ganondorf. Shadow was up first. I didn't find light arrows in the dungeon, and Bongo Bongo went down easy, giving me the forest medallion. Now at this point, I had gotten a hint that Fire Temple was junk, so I was staying away from it thinking all it would be is Goron Rupee. Not required to beat the game, but I was at a standstill because I needed Bolero of Fire to get Child down into Fire Temple entrance and be able to finish Spirit, so I thought to let off some steam I would go fight the boss there just for fun to see if my suspicion that they held a small key was true, but to my surprise, Fire ended up giving me the last medallion, the Water Medallion.
I might be wrong. He might just not do that. See what it is? It is. I was so right. Cool. I will not be returning, but I'm pretty sure that gives me Goron's Ruby. Oh no, it's Water Medallion. Alright, perfect.
After getting this, I thought I still needed one medallion since I had forgotten about the free medallion I got at the start. I went to Kakariko to learn the song there, which was Bolero of Fire. After I realized that I could beat the game, I went straight to Ganon's castle. Since there are a couple checks in there, I figured even if I don't find light arrows inside, Ganon tells you the location anyway, so with the bridge formed, I started clearing the castle. And literally, the first chest I opened gave me the light arrows.
There they are. Okay.
After finishing the castle, I started my fight against Ganon. This was my first time I had ever fought him in this game. And this is how it went.
Arrows from inside my castle. Because of the waves of darkness, I can't get close. I'm sorry, Link. Oh, I just can't. Oh, yeah. Epic boss battle music. Dun, dun. Alright, so I can't. Oh, what the hell? I didn't know you would do that. Ah, get away from me. Alright. Oops. I just took that one full force, huh? So I can't Z target him. Ugh. Nice little volleyball game. Who's gonna fail first? Huh, Ganon? Do a cheeky little thing here. Look at that. I two-cycled you, man. That's Ganon. Look at him. Oh, he got a couple cheeky swings in. I don't have my Master Sword, but luckily for me, I still have my big sword. Right? I mean, that's the one I have equipped, so... Oh, no. Ah! Woo! Oh, wow, holy crap. That hurts. Does that not do anything to you, man? There we go. That's all it took. How's that feel, Ganon? Huh? How's that feel, you jerk? Keep holding him. No, no, don't stop. Keep holding him. No. And that's time.
I beat that man down and I won. And then at 17 hours, 46 minutes, 18 seconds, I beat my first ever randomizer. It was hard and definitely could have been done so much faster, but I had fun and I hope you enjoyed watching. Make sure to follow me on Twitch. Username is Mechazen77. It should be on screen. It should be in the description. To catch the next one of these live where I hopefully don't make the same mistakes and maybe I'll get it done a whole lot faster. I'm probably going to be doing one again tomorrow, October 29th, 2022. So go ahead and check it out. Same seed, not same seed. Same rule set, but I'll actually know what I'm doing. It'll be so much faster. It'll be so much more fun. And I'll get to beat Ganon all over again. And you'll be there too. I'm sure. Even if you're not, you'll be excited for the next video. I'm glad I got this done in 2 parts. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. I'll see you next time. Like and subscribe. Follow. Kiss your best friend on the lips. With consent.